Hello, girls, guys, or otherwise. This is Rich. On December 21st of last year, I made a declaration that I would be making large changes to my channel in 2023. Promises made, promises not really kept at all. I have also gotten a couple of you wondering what was going on, that I haven't made any videos this year, and wanted to make sure that I was okay. I appreciate your concern. Everything is fine. And I will be going into detail about that. So sit back, get a cup of tea, coffee, whatever your drink of choice is, and let's talk about what happened in 2023. Oh my gosh, I have coffee, not tea. So, um, so as many of you know, I work in storage units and whatnot. Um, and yeah, I was working in Hillsborough, New Jersey, which is about an hour or so drive from my home here. And yeah, I'm gonna go into detail what happened up there because um, yeah, there was a lot that went on. In order to talk about that, I also have to talk about 2022 and what happened. Um, in 2022, in I believe it was June of 2022, I took some time off because I hadn't had any time off. Um, I took zero leave time, or zero vacation time in the couple of years that I worked there. What was it? I started working there in 2019, August of 2019. Um, so 2019, 2020, 2021, no vacation days taken. Came to 2022, well, no vacation time taken where I actually, you know, took a trip or anything like that. As many of you know, my family does live out in Pennsylvania. Haven't seen my family in quite some time. Um, so in 2022, I took a trip down to Kansas for a wedding. A friend of mine was getting married, somebody that I knew whenever I was stationed down there, or a family that I knew that while I was stationed there, they aren't in the military. They are a military family, but they're not military members themselves. So anyway, I go down there. I have a fun time, uh, with the wedding, and then whenever I come back, on my way back, I visited family and whatnot. So first time I've seen my grandmother in what 10 years, or better part of 10 years. Um, so yeah, or nah, let's see. I think I saw her in 2017. So yeah, okay. So less than 10 years, but still a good long while. It takes me about 8 hours to get out to where I grew up and everything. So not exactly an easy trip to make at the drop of a hat. Not like I can just pop in and say hi. Uh, so there was that. Um, so my coworker uh, would make me feel guilty, or had made me feel guilty about taking this time off, and I called her out on it. Um, because why shouldn't I have time off whenever I have not taken any time off? Why shouldn't I take a vacation whenever I needed to take a vacation? So, you know, it's something that started to cause a rift between us. At the same time, there was some light racism, to use the term, uh, you know, to because she wasn't blatantly racist, but there was some racial comments made here and there. Um, that was just like one of those, like, okay, she's not blatantly racist, she's not, and maybe I'm making an excuse for her, um, but it wasn't blatantly like in your face, like, hey, I want to go lynching. It was, you know, You know those type of people, that type of talk, which still is not acceptable. And as I was there more and more and heard this more and more, I became increasingly uncomfortable with what was being said. To the point that one day she said that, you know, this, how did it go? This guy that would, that was supposed to, dump our recycling that we had a contract with, wouldn't, wouldn't tip the dumpster, which was in the contract that no matter how much is in there, you dump it. So that's what we're paying for. That's what we expect to have. There were a couple times whenever he didn't do it, we made complaints to the company, and she claims that their reasoning for not firing this guy or getting him rerouted to a different route and getting us somebody else that would actually complete the contract was because he was he was a, I don't think he was an undocumented immigrant, but because they would get tax breaks on on the individuals that they hired that fulfilled certain requirements. And whenever I called her out, I said, well, okay, that's not true because, there are, blatantly tax laws and everything that you can read online. And her excuse to me was, what are you, a lawyer? I'm like, no, I know how to Google things. It's pretty, apparent that they are not telling you the truth. And if they are, they're as ignorant on this tax law as you are. And she didn't really like that. Beyond that, we would have a customer come in whenever, um, and they were talking, and they talked about a situation that happened where the uh, one of our gates that we had that were, you had to punch in a code to get onto the property. Well, we would have trucks come in and make U-turns and go out and all that, and that was not something that they were allowed to do, and we kept the gates open during the day. Um, Not something that they were allowed to do, but we had one trucker come in, make a U-turn, go out, and end up taking out part of our keypad. Thousands of dollars worth of damage, because those keypads are not are not cheap to replace, and it was part of our security system, for people coming in and out. So, uh, what you call it? The customer ended up asking my coworker, and I was sitting there and listening to this, and she says, "This is the customer speaking." Says, "Was she black? Because they're bad drivers." And I sat there astonished that my coworker didn't say anything about it, just kept on going. And looking back, I should have said something right then and there. And this is only one of the stories. There were others where my coworker would assume that somebody was inherently dangerous because they were a larger black individual. And I have called her out on those, from time to time, whenever that would come up. It wasn't a common conversation, but this interaction with the customer, saying that whenever they left, really started sticking in my craw. And I said, you know what, enough is enough. So one day we finally had a blow up. Whenever I called her out on this, I said, you let her go away. You were having the conversation. I wasn't. I wasn't going to jump into that conversation, and I probably should have, looking back on it. And I said that this is unacceptable. And the fact that you have said this about people of color and this and that, you have said this about immigrants, and now you're letting customers say blatantly racist things, in our office. this is unacceptable. Um, so finally, there was a big blow up, and I wrote to my area manager, and who was who was filling in as an area manager at the time. And then whenever we got a permanent area manager, that went to them, and it became a thing of, okay, you two can't work together. So they transferred me down to the Trenton store, closer. Um, so I'm like, okay, this is better, but I still had to work part time up there. Come to find out, she was also spreading rumors about me throughout the company and whatnot. It was a big company. Um, it still is, and yeah. So there was this situation, and yeah, it just became a situation where we could not be in the same room with one another. She would not talk to me. She would not, um, you know, ask me questions except for like, um, or no, even at this point, like before I wrote that letter, there was very little talking. She would ask me like, "Hey, can you scan this?" And that was all I would uh, be said. All that would be said to me the entire day. I so yeah, we didn't talk for like 2 months. Whenever we were working together, and after I wrote that letter, we did not work, or we did not see each other, talk to each other at all. So I wouldn't even look at her at that point. So anyway, uh, I think it was August, I think, of 2022, or August or September of 2022. I ended up um, starting to work in the Trenton store. And if you wonder why I'm still, or I keep looking down, I have, y'all can't see it, I have notes here laying this all out so I don't miss any points. Um, and I don't have this written down actually, so yeah, anyway. But I did want to tell this story so it is documented, and yeah, I mean, that's kind of what this channel is. Anyway, moving on. Um, so January, February rolls around, and I already said on this channel that I was going to take a break and get some stuff together and whatnot. And then in March, this is March of 2023, I went to Hawaii, and yeah, so I went to Hawaii. My partner, my husband, did end up coming down with me, and again, I asked for a day to um, be able to take my partner down to the military installation that's not far from here, so he can get his military ID, his dependent ID, so that he can actually go on base and whatnot. This is something that, since we had opposing work schedules, that we had not gotten the capability of doing. So we we wanted to take this day off, or I wanted to take this day off because it comported with his schedule. And I'm like, okay, I'll take this day off. It's right before I leave for my military 2 weeks, my annual tour, and we're going to Hawaii. He's gonna need to be able to have this as an extra ID and whatnot. So hold on just a second, Jelly. Why don't you come up here and lay down? Okay. Jelly is in here. She has gotten very affectionate lately, and I'll go into details about that. But that's, this year. Anyway, so I wanted to get this ID and everything, and I ended up taking the day off that I would have been up at the Hillsborough location with this toxic coworker. And she writes an email saying this is unacceptable. I need somebody to be able to do to work here and blah blah blah, or we have to close down for the day because I need my time off. Okay, so this irritates me even more, and I'm basically like, you know what? Either way, now I'm not working up there. On that day, I ask for 1 day off. If I can't take a vacation day, then I'm just going to not show up that day. It's the way it's going to be. Uh, I needed that day to get stuff done. So anyway, we get that done. I go to Hawaii, and we had a lot of fun in Hawaii. Uh, just so happens the military put us up in a hotel, a resort hotel, because there was no room on the base. Fantastic. We were on, oh geez, where was it? Was it Waikiki? I think. Oh no, it wasn't Waikiki. Oh geez, hold on just a second. I'll figure this out. No, it was Waikiki. It was the Outrigger Reef. I couldn't remember for the life of me where we we actually spent our time anymore. This is back in March. This is December. What is today? December 14th. Whenever I'm recording this, so yeah, we it was Waikiki. Anyway, we spent my partner spent a week there. We had somebody. We had my brother-in-law watching the dogs, who brought his dog down. So they all had a fun time. And my partner only spent a week down there, flew back. Um, so I had to spend 2 weeks down there. So I spent a week all by myself. To be honest, if you're going down to Hawaii, at least in the Waikiki area, um, a week is more than enough time. If you jam pack your schedule full of like sightseeing stuff and whatnot, a week is a good amount of time to go see everything. Um, I do have pictures from that. Well, maybe I'll throw some in here. I don't know. We'll see what happens during editing. I do want to get this video out as quickly as possible, so I might not. Maybe I'll show some in the future. But anyway, when April came around, I was helping friends of mine who have uh, built a house down in Georgia. So I was helping them pack up their house, getting ready to move because they were about to sell their house and move everything down there. Another small business that the husband refinishes furniture to their original state. He also modifies furniture if needed. Um, and the wife does chalk painting. Sometimes they leave, depending on the piece and how easy it is, or either how easy it is to restore, or if she's inspired to paint it, or if she has a custom paint job. Sometimes they'll leave it, to the original state. Sometimes they will repaint it and whatnot. But she does all the painting, he does all the woodworking and everything, and they do a fantastic job. So they hired me to help move stuff for them in April and in May. I think May was whenever we finally finished up packing their house. There was a lot of, as you would imagine, heavy furniture, um, a lot of small things because during life you accumulate things, and you know they're in their I think the husband is in his 70s, the wife is in her late 60s. So yeah, they wanted to pack up all their mementos that they cherish and move down to Georgia to finally start their life down there. So that's what April was primarily comprised of. In May, I had my last day of working at the Hillsborough facility. So, um, and we also finished, I think I have a cat hair. We also finished up packing up the house for my friends to go down to Georgia. Um, And then whenever June came around, they hired me to come down there for a week. I think it was. Yeah, it was the better part of a week. The wife has diabetes, and because of how her blood sugar works and everything, uh, she doesn't like to drive on a highway because she doesn't know when she's going to have a sugar crash, uh, and chooses not to put um, other people at risk whenever she's driving. Um, that being said, they left her car in the garage. They had a an agreement with the new owners of the house that they would leave her car in the garage, and they hired me to drive that car down there, and then to stay down there a couple days, um, to help unpack stuff and move things, into their finalized places. So that's what I did in May, or I mean in June. I'm sorry. Um, and yeah, so while all of this is going on, I learned that my the company that I was working for, which I will say was Life Storage, uh, was merging, and I use those quotes because they were merging with Extra Space Storage, but everything was going to the Extra Space way. So that wasn't really a merger, it was a buyout. So, yeah. Uh, Basically, whenever they said merger, it was a way for people not to freak out and pull all their stocks and everything. Um, or, to not really cause that much of a rift in between the Life Storage employees and the Extra Space employees and all that. But we saw the changes in coming in July, like the bigger changes coming in July, that everything was going to the Extra Space way. Uh, and I thought, okay, I have worked in storage for 4+ years. Uh, and in those 4 years, I started working with the company that was purchased by Extra Space, or I mean by Life Storage. I was working with them. I started out at $15 an hour, with the understanding that after a couple months, that I would get a raise to $16 an hour. They honored that, and then whenever they sold to Life Storage, I got a small pay raise, um, in addition to um, a generous bonus, more than I thought I was going to get. So worked out for me there whenever Life Storage bought us. So I'm working for Life Storage in the what 2 years? Let's see. That was May of 2021 to July of so a little over 2 years of 2023. So in the 2 years that I worked for Life Storage, I got an 80 cent raise. I ended up with Life Storage $16.80. Found out that whenever they were interviewing people for to take my old position in the Hillsborough location, they were offering somebody with zero experience $17 an hour. Little, you know, little bit of a slap in the face. So when the Extra Space, finalized the merger, I asked my area manager there, my new area manager, you know, let's talk about a pay raise here. Well, no, we can't do that because, you're brand new to the company. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not brand new to storage. I've been doing this for 4 years. I know this property inside and out. And yeah, I haven't had a pay raise in quite some time, except for like 20 cents here, 20 cents there. Big freaking difference whenever you're, hiring somebody straight off the streets at $17 an hour. And her thing was like, how do you know this? I'm like, I see what you're offering people. I said, it's a slap in the face. So they didn't want to discuss any pay raise. And they wanted me to not only do that, they wanted me to buy my own uniforms, which I would get reimbursed up to $75 whenever the uniforms, like the shirts themselves, cost like $25 each. So you want me to buy my shirts out of my pocket and maybe you'll reimburse me. And then you want me to wear khakis, which I don't think I own any khakis. No blue, you're not allowing me to wear blue jeans to work. You want me to wear khakis, which I don't own, so I have to buy more clothing. And then you want me to buy a certain type of shoe, certain black shoes that you suggest, and you're not reimbursing me for any of this except for up to $75. Yeah, I have issue with this. Beyond that, in their new program that they made us transition to for clocking in and out, that controlled my pay, had my bank account information on it, my personal information, found out that, hey, somehow there was a breach. And I told her, I said, listen, we got to figure this out. Oh, it's probably nothing. It's probably nothing. I'm like, no, you don't understand. It has my social security number on there. It has my bank account information on there. We need to figure this out now. Because if any of that is in jeopardy, I need to get ahead of this and make sure that, my finances are taken care of. Oh, Extra Space would reimburse you. I said, I'm not taking that chance. She even said to me whenever when we were discussing a pay raise, she said, well, I don't know you well enough to give you a pay raise, And I said, okay, well, I don't know you well enough to trust that my finances are in your control. So we both don't know each other, and you're expecting an awful lot of trust coming from my end to you who doesn't trust me at all. So I have issue with this. Um, so beyond that, there was also a situation where she would say, "Oh, Jelly's playing," where she said, you know, or no, first because I want to represent fairly, I told her, I said, if somebody comes in, we close our doors at 6. I said, if somebody comes in at 5 to 6 and says, hey, I want to look at some storage units and I want to rent today, I told her, I said, that's not happening. I said, I close my doors at 6. I'm on the road at 6:03. You know, I I have my register done. I have everything completed. My door gets locked at 6 o'clock, or I clock out at 6 o'clock. Computer, monitors get turned off, whatnot, and I leave that door. If I am not out on that road on at 6:03, there's an issue. She says, "Well, no. If somebody comes up to the door at 5:55 and they want to see a unit, you show them all the units that they want to see, and you make that sale. We'll pay you overtime. It's not a problem." And I said, "No, you don't understand. My time is my time, and at 6 o'clock, my time starts." So she didn't really like that. So with all of that, this is by the end of July. We're having a lot of headbutting and whatnot. Uh, it took them the better part of a week to get uh, my pay issues figured out because I had no clue if somebody was accessing my account and looking at my information and whatnot and uh, all that stuff. And because nobody was figuring it out, there was one day, it was a Monday, that while driving home, I lost the use of my left arm entirely. I could barely move it. I could barely feel anything. And this is while I was driving home. So luckily, I had the use of my right arm to drive home. Um, I didn't think that it was a heart attack or anything like that. I figured it was just stress and looked it up. You know, there was no pain, anything like that. It just went numb and completely dead. And it took me until I went to bed that night, you know, calming down because I still had the stress of, oh my gosh, you know, what if somebody hacks my account? Hold on. Yeah, that is the Roomba, uh, and I'm not cutting that out. That's the Roomba emptying. It's very loud. Anyway, um, not knowing if somebody was accessing my account, not knowing if my finances were, you know, were secure because I don't know them. I don't trust this company that I don't know anything about, and the only answers that I'm getting from you is, "Oh, I wouldn't worry too much about it." Not a good, not a good look. So, yeah, not exactly the bastion of self-confidence that they're portraying here. So by the end of that week, I told them I quit. I gave them like how long was it? About a half an hour's notice. Actually, no, I think I gave them about 2 hours notice, to be honest. Um, I told them, I said, this will be my last day. That's it. So that was at the end of July. That was like the last week of July. It was my last working day. Uh, and subsequently, my partner, uh, who was working at a different location, uh, had been dealing with stress at work and everything, and having anxiety issues and whatnot, also decided that that would be his last week working with Life Storage, now going to be Extra Space Storage. Some of the storage locations did keep the name Life Storage, but yeah, many of them did change their branding to Extra Space Storage, and usually that was figured out by who was closest, or if there was an Extra Space Storage that was close. So I said, you know what? I'm done. And so did he. And yeah, so in August, eBay became my sole source of income. And if you click on that link down there, you can buy something from my store, please, because that literally is keeping the lights on right now. Um, yeah, that is my sole source of income now. Uh, and I hit the ground running in August for eBay. Uh, September, same thing, spent a lot of time doing eBay listings. And in October, I started making videos for the second channel that I have wanted to do for a while. And uh, it's a Sims 4 Let's Play that is going to be airing in January. I have probably about 3 months worth of videos for that channel. Link will be below. Uh, but I have had that channel, like the channel name and all that, reserved since like 2021, I think it was. But I haven't done anything with it. So, yeah, if you want to sit there for, you know, an hour and a half to 3 hours watching me play a video or a video game, some people find that relaxing. I do. I like watching Sims 4 content, or Sims content in general. It's a sandbox game. I enjoy playing it. I have most of the packs. I still have a few that I need to purchase at this moment. But yeah, I have uh, most of those packs, and I do enjoy playing through and coming up with different stories and whatnot. So yeah, you'll see that dropping in January. I have most of those videos to edit, so there's a lot of editing that needs to take place. Um, and yeah, then I'll go back to filming those because I took a little break from filming those um, because I have so much backlog. Like, I'll sit here for, you know, 2 hours playing that game, and then that'll be that that section, that video. And then, like, if I get on a Sims 4 kick, I will play The Sims 4 for like a week straight, and then have all of this content and everything. So yeah, I have a lot of content that I need to edit and whatnot on that. Let's see. Same thing in November. I started filming for that second channel in late October, and in November, and I continued making videos for that channel, as well as um, preloading some videos for this channel. Um, Also, in going back to August, that is also whenever I have, um, whenever I got the results for my DNA test, I will be dropping that video. Um, here probably in the next couple days. I have it edited, uploaded, and all that. I just need to make it live. But maybe I'll do it the same day that I list this. Put this up. Anyway, with all that being said, going off my notes here again. With all that being said, I now have some more time to make videos and spend most of my time at home. I really do. I run everything out of my house. You know, this room that I'm in is a primary work room. The room right above me is primarily storage right now. My garage is primarily storage and inventory and whatnot. And I also have a storage unit that I need to get out of that's at the location that I worked. So, yeah, in order to not have extra expenses, I do need to go through a lot of boxes there and figure out what needs to be listed, what needs to be thrown out, all that stuff. So, yeah. So, I got a lot of things on my plate right now. Um, I do spend most of my time at home. I have already started making videos for 2024, as I mentioned. So far, they are only the table talk videos. And right here, I have, and I'm going to be doing a lot of video recording today. Here's my, whoops, there we go. Here's my stack of table talk videos. I kind of batched them off into, I think there's 10 in each. So I'm going to try to get the entire year of table talk videos done. I also have my, if I go in this drawer, hold on. Yeah. I have my notes for my, for my Terror Talk videos. I'm going to try to make those today as well. But we'll see how far we get today. So you'll probably see me in the same, setup. And I'm getting off my talking points here. Anyway, so far they're only table talk videos. If you like those, they will definitely be there at least for the first 3 months. Because I have, I think, up to March. Let me close this. Let me go into my other window here. Let me see. I have until March 7th recorded. So, and for pre-release. If you are a Patreon member, you will get early access to those. I have them already set to come out a week in advance. So there's that for you. I'm not taking as long to make those videos. Each one of them, oh geez, let me go back here. Let me click around here again. Each one is it's anywhere from 2.5 minutes, 2:25 at the lowest, to 10 minutes and 10 seconds at the highest. So they're not really that. They're not really those long of videos. I'm not taking a long time to record them. And then there is the church that we're starting. This has been something that I've wanted to do for a while. and it keeps on getting postponed. So let's talk about this. Um, let's see, where was I? Yeah, I wanted to let you know that I am working on. Uh, oh yeah, okay. I I've written these a while ago, and I should probably just read the stinking thing instead of going off script here. Very Trumpian of me, going off script, and I don't like those. I don't like that quality. Anyway, um, let's see. I want to let you know that I am working on a series that would be fun for the Christo-Pagan Church. Um, that would be fun to do, and hopefully hit the points of making us examine our lives to become the best versions of ourselves. The witchy room isn't set up for these services yet. However, in an effort to start the church services, since they have been on hold for so long and they need to get started, I am thinking of doing these videos from right here in front of the computer, like my usual videos are conducted. So you will still see the same background, all of those things. Just to let you know, going off script here again, um, how out of control this room is, because I end up doing different things, and my mind is like a pachinko machine. Anything outside of this box is not good for viewing right now. I have a very chaotic style here in this room right now, and yeah, I don't want to invite that chaos into the into the YouTube verse here. Um, but the way that the church services are going to be set up are going to be similar. I'm still going to be calling in the quarters and whatnot. I will primarily do that off screen um, because the main point of the entire service is having that communion with one another. So I might do a modified version of it, or call quarters and set space and everything ahead of time. That may or may not be included in the overall video, but it will be done. Uh, you won't necessarily see representations of the god and goddess in the background. Hopefully, I think does my do my stat I don't think my statuary would fit in these cubicles behind me, but if they do, I will be putting them there. um, but of course, wearing the vesture vesture vestures of the church, the collar and the cassock and all that, because whenever I am wearing those, I am speaking on behalf of the church. Whenever I'm in just regular old clothes, I am speaking on my behalf, and I want to make that distinction of this is the church, this is me. Those are very important distinctions for me to make, even if it is just for myself. Um, Whenever I am wearing the collar and everything, I'm speaking on behalf of our church. So, yeah, and the inspiration and the guidance that I am getting from the divine. So, I want to make that very clear. Um, let's see. Moving on from that, I am also considering selling the hutch that y'all have seen, the hutch, the altar space that I've used, or that is currently being used as an altar. I'm also considering moving things around in the witchy room, and refinishing a washstand to use as an altar. I've had this washstand for years it's been in my garage. It has a marble top. I really kind of want to refinish that and utilize that as an altar space, primarily because with this hutch, with the top piece of it, I can't burn candles on most of the altar space. If I do, it is a fire hazard, all that stuff. And yeah, I don't want to set fire to my house. That would be bad. Yeah. So I am considering getting rid of the hutch. Actually, I've like basically settled on that decision. And the big piece that is up against the opposite wall of this closet that is being used as a library. Um, the hutch that's over there, it's a big three-piece hutch that will move into the space that the altar space is currently in, and that big wall that is behind this computer is going to be the altar space, and that will also give us more room to have things on the wall. I have artwork and whatnot that I would like to place on that wall, um, in general. So that is something that needs to happen. Just a better organizing of this space so that it works the for the uses that we need. Um, this is also an effort to try to pare down the amount of clutter that I have in and around the altar space, as well as giving more room to move around, uh, to move around the room. Since I am also using this room as a hub for the business, I also need to get a better desk that I am more comfortable making videos and working at. Um, the thing with this desk that I have now, not a bad desk. I'm going to eventually, whenever I can reclaim the spare room upstairs that's being used for storage, whenever I can reclaim that space for myself or for ourselves, I would like to turn that into a guest room, for whenever like my mother comes over and whatnot. I want to turn that into a guest room. Um, and this desk will go up there because it's a French provincial desk, and I have French provincial bedroom sets that will eventually make its way up there. And I have a bed and all that that's French provincial that will also go up there. So it would tie nicely into that area. So all of this would go up there, and I need a new desk. I need something that my legs fully fit under. Right now, my knees hit on this desk. Whoops. Oh, geez. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. My my camera went out there for a minute because I hit the cord for the camera, the video camera, or the uh, yeah, the webcam. I hit that and it freaked out my webcam. So yeah, that was fun. Let me readjust my audio there. There we go. So yeah, that was fun. I had to close down my OBS, reopen it, all that stuff. So that's a thing that happened. Anyway, yeah, I hit my knees on this desk, as I was saying. I hit them on this desk all the time. One thing that I have been looking at, has been a pipe desk, basically, made with, you know, piping, um, that you would use for water and whatnot. Making one of those and having a butcher block top. This is not going to be a cheap endeavor, um, but all the uh, all the desks that I'm finding out there don't really fully work for what I need them to. I need to have a place for and y'all can't see it, and I'm not going to adjust my camera because I don't want it to go like freaking out again. I have my printer over here. I have two monitors, and I also have my my iMac that I would rather do videos on that. Um, and the reason being is even though it's an older Mac, I've had that 11 years. Um, Actually, I think I got it right before I got you, Jelly. Um, but I've had that for a good amount of years. I would also like to be using that for videos because I think the quality is better um, uh, with that camera than it is this camera here. So I don't know. I would like to have one of the computers only be used for, and probably the Mac only be used for business. If I can get, if it turns out that the better quality is on here than on the Mac, I would use the Mac only for business. But whenever I do the Sims content and all that, that would be only on this computer because my Mac is too old and doesn't have the capability of uh, playing The Sims with all the packs and everything that I have. So that is definitely a thing. I would like to be able to use that more often, especially since it talks with my phone, and the pictures that I take and everything. It makes eBay listing easier. So I would like to use that, more for eBay and whatnot. And in the situation that it's up over here. I don't have enough desk space to hook it up and actually be able to use that and then turn and use this computer. I'm always hitting my knees on this stinking desk. Over here, I think y'all have seen this before, but I have underneath my printer, I have a filing cabinet. This has got to go. Uh, Basically, it's turned into a catch-all for some files that I have, and a catch-all in the bottom drawer for like everything else, and that needs to stop. So a lot of like just clearing out things that I don't need or that are not being used to their fullest extent. I would rather have. I have three other filing cabinets, two or three tall ones. I don't need a lateral filing cabinet, even though I like this one because of the height. It's not working for what I need it for. I need something um, that's a little bit more out of the way because I don't access these files that often that I need it right here. I used to, um, especially if I'm doing family history and whatnot. I do have separate files for each one of the family members, or for the family members that I'm working on at the time. Yes, Jelly, I'm here. So it does work for that, but also I have on my desk a small filing system that I should access primarily for what I'm working on, and then whenever I'm not working on that, it can go to the bigger filing cabinet and just stay there. Um, so very little reason for me to have this right now. It can go away. I just need a place for my printer, the two computers, possibly my little filing system here. That's it. Um, and I would also like to have drawers, but with the pipe desk that I'm envisioning, it doesn't have drawers. Um, if I need to, I can do a couple of the little boxes and everything, have those, but like the boxes that fit in here, I could do that. Probably not going to. Basically, the things that I need to have access to, I need to have access to them at a moment's notice. I can primarily do that with the spaces that I have available around me. I don't necessarily need drawers because they end up getting filled up with crap. Um, so yeah, going to get rid of this desk and make my own desk because that's the only way that I'm going to get everything that I want. Um, as well as, spending maybe a little bit more than what the desk that I would like to have, the that ticks all the boxes. Um, so yeah, unless I find one that really works for me, um, that is within the price range that I don't mind paying, probably going to end up making my own desk, a butcher block top, all that stuff, place for the monitors, because I do have a dual monitor set up here, and also my Mac. set up and all that. I want to have all of those accessible at a moment's notice. Um, I also do have a different camera, um, which I would like to use. I need to get a longer cord for it for making videos. This is a handheld camera that I can also take and do videos like the old days, where I'm not sitting at a computer. But I can also use it as a webcam. I would like to utilize that for making the videos for the actual church services on that side whenever that becomes available. In the meantime, I do want to go forward with doing the services and do them primarily here. Again, you will see that the distinction between what I am wearing as to what type of video it is. And probably also in the title, I would imagine. Let's see. Since okay, yep, nope, already read that. See, this is why I couldn't do politics. I can't keep up with a script and not go off of it. Then there's redecorating. I am considering moving. Okay, I already said about that. Moving the large hutch to where the current hutch is. Place the new altar where the large display hutch is, and I also want to repaint the walls in the dark blue, the dark academia look. I want to do that, and let's see, yeah, the dark academia blue. This way, I can sit with the color change for a while because right now. See if I just move my monitor. Oh, nope, wrong way. Right now it is this, y'all can see, whoops, you can see right here, this is a very light blue. It's like a powder blue. Oop. Hey, somebody bought something. Yay, thank you. Oh, they bought a very nice piece. Thank you very much. That was a good sale for today. Um, I'll let y'all know. $70. Fantastic. Love it. Anyway, and just so you know, if you see something that you want and it is too high for you, let me know what your price range would be. And I don't give like I usually don't take half price offers. I think that's sort of a slap in the face. Stop it, Jelly. She's clawing at the door. So we're gonna go out here in a minute. But I don't take half price offers usually. But I will give discounts and whatnot. So, if you see something on there that you really want, let me know. In fact, one of my customers, whenever I announced on my personal Facebook that I was doing eBay full time, one of my customers was none other than Annie. And thank you, Annie. So, and she got a really cool goblet. It was like a dark red goblet that was handmade pottery, and it was signed on the bottom and everything. And yeah, it's a fantastic piece, and I know that she put it in a place of prominence because she also sent me a picture of it. So fantastic. I am so glad that she loves it. Yeah, so anyway, I want to make this the dark academia blue. I want to be able to sit with that color change for a little while, because eventually, yeah, if I do like it, then it's great. If I don't like it, eventually the walls are getting ripped out and the room is going to get refurnished anyway, so it won't really matter whenever by the time that I end up renovating this room. I'm going to get rid of the carpet, put in the same type of the laminate hardwood flooring that I put in the living room. Going to put it also in here. But the point of painting this room, that dark academia blue, is to be able to sit with it, because it's going to be a while before I end up renovating this room. Sit with it for a while. If I really like this color, then I'll repaint, um, you know, the new version of this room that color. If I don't like that color, hey, I've spent some time sitting with it and I don't enjoy it. The walls are going to get ripped out anyway. Everything's going to get re-insulated, and yeah, then I know not to paint it that color again. But by that time, it's probably going to be close to me moving anyway, um, because my partner and I would like to, um, get a house somewhere else. Um, we have about 2 more years of me being in the military before I retire. It's like 2 years and some odd months. Um, it would be March of 2026 whenever I would retire. So after that, I have no reason at all to stay in New Jersey. Probably moving back to Pennsylvania, closer to my partner's family, which is only about an hour or so away, rather than my family that's 8 hours away. Uh, and we're also thinking about possibly, if we have the funds to do it, building our own house. But by that time, I want to have this house renovated and be able to ask a premium price for it. So hopefully that works. All depends on what eBay does. So yeah, go buy something, please. Uh, yeah. Anyway, uh, enough of me like trying to show my own stuff. Oh, see, that's why I can't do marketing, because it makes me feel skeevy. Anyway, if you want to go market my business and all that for me, links down below. Share it around, all that good stuff. Anyway, um, yeah, eBay's basically paying the bills, uh, and yeah, if you look at my eBay, you can see, what's sold and whatnot. You know, yay on that, on some of those numbers, and uh, some of those numbers, or for all of those numbers, keep in mind, I only see about, oh, eBay takes 10%, and uh, I also have to pay taxes on that and whatnot. So do keep in mind, what you see is not exactly the net of what I'm bringing in. eBay takes, I think it's 10%, and then state taxes and whatnot take money from that. So somebody's got the zoomies. Yeah. Oh, and I also did forget to include some stuff that happened with Jelly. Um, Jelly has had some of her teeth removed, her top fangs. They she had some rot mouth, uh, and yeah, we took her to the vet whenever we noticed that she was, kind of like doing like a little chattery thing. Um, and it looked like her mouth was bothering her, so I took her to the vet. They set up an appointment and all that, where they ended up taking out a total of 6 teeth, I think it was, and her fangs came out on their own. Uh, but she is feeling a lot better, and ever since she has had that done, she's become a lot more affectionate, and a lot more playful and everything. So, yeah, I'm really happy that Jelly is feeling better. For a cat that's 11 years old, oh my gosh, to see her being this affectionate and this loving, um, and even more outgoing in general. Seeing her have this transformation from being super skittish to not nearly as skittish, and from okay, I'm gonna be in my own little place on her kitty condo, to hey dad, I want to lay on your lap, and be cuddled and all this and that. I have never seen this side of her before, and ever since her vet surgery and all that, she has been a completely different cat, way more affectionate, and I'm absolutely loving it. I know that I only have so many more years left with her, and I'm just cherishing every moment with her. So, yeah, sometimes she's a little too clingy, but yeah, it is a thing with her. As far as the 2024 schedule, which I don't have on my notes, but the 2024 schedule is thus. And this is what I'm going to try to keep to. Tarot Talk videos, we got to finish that series. Come on, guys. Sorry. I want I want to make this gender neutral. Come on, y'all. We need to finish this series. Wow, tarot talks have been going on way too long. Uh, been way too drawn out. Um, if I do one every other week, or have it posted once every other week, we'll get through the major arcana, and we'll be completely done. So that's what the plan is there. Um, Table talk videos, I'm pre-recording those. Um, so yeah, those will be on Thursdays. Um, right now, I have those scheduled for every week, so you at least see me once a week. Um, the church services are going to be on the first Sunday of the month, um, or also on special holidays. Let me go ahead and close this for a minute. Bring up my spreadsheet that I have everything on, please. Let's see. Okay, so um, what is this? Yeah, no, we're not paying attention to that right now. So as of right now, we have the 8 pagan holidays. Uh, we have civic holidays such as New Year's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nope. That's it. We have our Nightmare Before Christmas, Night Before Christmas reading, a yearly tradition that will also be happening this year, as well as this is a schedule for next year. And I'm not showing y'all that because I want y'all to be surprised. Um, but I have scheduled for the first Sunday of the month, or first Sunday of the month, I'm sorry, as well as the pagan holidays. And those will come out on the day that the holiday is, not the Sunday before. So those come out on the day that the holiday is. So for Imbolc, uh, this year it falls on the 1st of February. So that is a Thursday. So you'll see videos coming out for the Christo-Pagan Church. These are going to be pre-recorded. Um, and what the heck is behind my head here? That just looks weird. I just noticed this. I have a book right here that makes me look like I have a cone head if I sit the right way like that. Yeah, it makes my head look pointy. Anyway, let me crouch down a little. Um, so yeah, anyway. Let's see. Then we have Ash Wednesday. We have Palm Sunday, which is on a Sunday. Good Friday and Easter. So we're also doing the Christian holidays here, if you haven't caught onto that. So those are going to be on the days that they fall on. So Ash Wednesday on a Wednesday, Palm Sunday on a Sunday, but it's not the first Sunday, so it works. It happens. It's a thing. Easter is also on a Sunday, obviously, and Good Friday. These are going to be shorter messages. These aren't going to be full on sermons. These are going to be reflection days, stuff like that. And let's see, we have Thanksgiving, a civic holiday, so we're going to have one have a small service on that day, and that's U.S. Thanksgiving. Y'all Canadians with your with your October stuff, I'm sorry. This is America where I am. So, you know, this is the tradition that I go in because this is where I'm at. Um, yeah, I mean, heck, you know what? You want to give me whenever Canadian Thanksgiving is? I'll do one on Canadian Thanksgiving. I don't care. And then we have Advent. Those are all on Sundays. So in December of 2024, I do have, I think, every Sunday. Yeah. Even the last Sunday of the month. Yeah. And we also have our night before Christmas reading as well. But I do have a couple, or I have one series that I have already thought all the way through. I have not written the scripts for that yet, but I do have that already rattling around. It's been rattling around for some time. Um, but the first that's going to be after the first regular Sunday. Uh, what you call it? Let me get back here. Okay, that's going to be beyond the first regular Sunday service. So in the service, I do plan on doing, short prayer, um, doing having the service and whatnot, and then having a communion of some sort. So if you would like to join me for those services, um, bringing some sort of drink and food, and we'll have our own version of communion on that at that time. Um, this is more about us being in communion with one another and communion with the divine. So that's the basis of our communion here. Um, these are, like I said, pre-recorded. They will be released as a premiere, and those will come out on that Sunday at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So, New York Standard Time. So wherever that falls for you, that's whenever it's going to premiere. If you would like to do a live event, maybe we would also do live events for if there are big situations, uh, like world events and whatnot, or maybe we'll do some charity events and whatnot. Maybe we'll do those live, and we'll discuss those because I think that would be an important thing. And the way I'm thinking is like whenever there was all this stuff going on in Syria, where they were attacking their own people and whatnot, it would have been prudent for us to be together and sending prayers to the divine for that. And those are more off the cuff type of things. I'm not going to get into the whole Israel Palestine thing right now. Let's put it this way: there's no good there's no good here. So yeah, and that's just my view of you can't go slaughtering people and saying, oh no, they attacked us back. So anyway, yeah, I think the borders should go back to I think it's the 65 borders or something like that. Yeah, you know what, just y'all stay in your own lanes there, and take care of the ones that are bad, and then stop killing everybody else. Yeah, that type of thing. But that's my view. That's not on behalf of the church. So, yeah. Uh, so anyway, that is all that I have for this video, I think. Yeah. The Council of Psychic Research. I do have one or two of those briefings ready to go. I have not recorded them. I had one recorded and then it was horrible. Yeah, I didn't like it. So I was very stiff and rigid like a breadstick. If you get that reference, points to you. Um, so I do want to re-record that and um, get that up. But yeah, I do want to do one of those each quarter because there are so many cases out there that we should be looking at that are not being looked at or have not found a conclusion. And if we could help as psychic beings or intuitive beings, why are we not doing that type of thing? So I would very much like to get that going, and also uh, the religious news of the week. I would like to do that. I'm not making any promises on the Council of Psychic Research or the religious news of the week yet. Uh, and that is because I do still have a lot on my plate, um, just with the Tarot Talks and the Table Talks, doing those. And yes, I do know that we still have a book to finish for the book club. Yes, I know. Sorry. Been a little busy. Um, so yeah, there's still a lot going on here. There's a lot that I want to accomplish, and there's only one me. And I know a lot of you understand, and I really thank you for the messages of support because it does mean a lot to me. And maybe I don't say it enough that yes, it means a lot to me that y'all are like, when you get to it, you get to it. But I have set this the expectations of myself, I've set them so high and everything, and whenever I don't meet them, it makes me feel like I'm a failure. So I need to start realizing that I can't do it all, and I shouldn't even promise that I can do uh, everything that I would like to do, because I can't do it all. I can't spread myself that thin. Um, so yeah, that's a lesson that I'm learning, and uh, I do have a business that I need to attend to. I have military obligations that I need to tend to. One of which is in May. As of right now, unless plans fall through on it, I will be going to Guam. So, and I'm going to be there for 2 weeks. So there's that. Um, you know, Eventually there's going to be a time whenever I am painting this room and where I am building the new desk and whatnot. So there are times, and this is one of the joys of, now I'm just rambling. If you want to click off, please don't click off. I need that much time. Um, yeah, because right now I don't make any money from this. And if you see ads on this video, please let me know if you've made it this far. If you're seeing ads on these videos, please let me know, because they should not be running ads on these videos until I am able to collect money from it. That just would not be fair. So if you're seeing ads on these videos, please let me know. Um, and yeah, I should be getting paid for ads on my videos if they're doing that. But as of right now, I don't reach the point uh, of watch time hours to be able to collect money from YouTube. So I do need to focus on doing the eBay stuff where um, my primary income is coming from. So I do need to pay attention to that and not lose focus of it. But at the same time, I also want to do, you know, things for this channel and whatnot. And yeah, the blog should get stuff done because, you know, that's what it's there for. But I haven't written anything for the blog in so long. I need to sit down and do that. Um, yeah, so there's a lot of things that I'm trying to balance here, and yeah, I need to be kinder to myself whenever something doesn't work. Um, and yeah, there's just a lot of things in the air right now that I'm trying to balance all at once. So I'm not promising the religious news of the week, and I won't pre-record those because, well, then it wouldn't be of this week. It would be of, whatever week I recorded it in. Y'all understand. Um, this is also an election year, so you will probably see me doing the random off the cuff video, you know, as to the state of our election system and the candidates running. This is going to be a crazy year, y'all. Um, so yeah, there is that, and yeah, I think that's all that I have. Pretty sure. Anyway, if there were any other things that I promised and didn't get to, uh, another thing that I was considering and not making any promises on this right now, for reasons I just discussed, is doing an in-depth uh, uh, study of not only the Bible but also the Nag Hammadi texts, the other Gnostic Gospels that are out there. Doing a study on those. I know we've done those in the past, and I would really like to do them again. But again, only one me. And if I could outsource some of this stuff, if you all have stuff that you would like to contribute, like, hey, I, you know, I have, uh, I have gone through the religious news of this week, and here you go. I don't want to be on camera. Take this, please. Um, and this is the commentary that, or add your own commentary and whatnot. Then yeah, I would definitely do that. But seeing that this channel is primarily my view, I would need to be putting that in there and whatnot. So yeah. Anyway, if you do if you are one that does an in-depth Christo-Pagan reading of the Bible, Nag Hammadi texts, and the Gnostic Gospels, do let me know if you are doing that. If you do that, then maybe we can collab on something like that as well. I think that would be really cool to have like kind of a, a, a study circle of us discussing these issues and whatnot. Anyway, now I'm just rambling, and you can see how my mind works, that things are just like off the top of my head, blah 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 blah, that type of thing. Anyway, rambling. I'm going to let Jelly out of here. I have to go take care of a little business of my own, and yeah, then I'll be back to probably do some. I think I'm going to run through some table talk videos. Yeah, I'll do this first little. Stop that. I'm going to do I think these three, I think I'll do. And I'll do those in short little bursts, and then I can what you call it, move to doing some Tarot Talk videos and whatnot. So yeah, there's all that. And if you would like to see, yeah, this is, I've even gone to the lengths of, Jellyanne, stop it. I've even gone to the lengths of using half sheets of paper to print my notes and all that on, instead of a full sheet of paper that I used to do. Saving some paper and whatnot, trying to be a little bit more considerate with the paper usage, and also it's easy, that's what my printer's set at now. So that's what I use for shipping labels and whatnot. Anyway, that's how I'm printing everything now, is on half sheets of paper. And yeah, But let me get off of here because Jelly is growing frantic, clawing at the door and whatnot, wanting to get out. And I have to take care of some business. So, with all that being said, until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye.